Boniface had none of Dante's concern for the distinction between earthly and spiritual power. Just plain power was good enough for him, and gaining control of the city of Florence was a good step towards getting it. At the turn of the new century in 1300, he called a jubilee in Rome, a vast conference of the Western Christian world. This was an attempt to raise his profile and start some heavy negotiation with surrounding cities. Dante was on the team from Florence. He celebrated his 35th birthday in Rome. It looked as if everything was going well for him, but in fact, it was all about to end. It was the starting point of the symbolic journey of the Divine Comedy.
Nel mezzo del cammin di nostra vita, mi ritrovai per una selva oscura.
Midway along the journey of our life, I woke to find myself in a dark wood, for I had wandered off from the straight path.
In his confusion, he finds a ghostly guide waiting for him.
No longer a living man, though once I was.
It is Virgil, the great poet of ancient Rome. He is to be Dante's guide for the first part of his journey. The soul of Beatrice has taken pity on Dante in heaven. She's asked the Virgin Mary to allow him to be taken on a journey of spiritual discovery. Eventually, his deepest desire will be fulfilled, and he will enter paradise. The beasts stop Dante from going up, so Virgil leads him down into hell. Hell is located beneath the visible world in a conical pit which descends right down to the center of the earth. The lower the level of hell, the more evil it is. The pit was formed when the angel Lucifer fell from grace and was thrown down from heaven and hit the earth. The pit of hell is the impact crater. Dante's vision starts in the dark wood on the edge of hell. With Virgil, he slips beneath the surface of the earth and descends into the inferno. This is the best known part of the Divine Comedy, a dramatic journey through torture and misery. Past unthinkable evils where the wicked are punished forever. No class of society is protected from divine retribution. Cardinals and popes are as likely to be found in hell as prostitutes and thieves. Virgil guides and protects Dante as they descend. Popes who were corrupt have a special place reserved for them. They're thrust head down into a furnace. When the next bad pope dies, he's crammed into the same furnace, forcing the last victim further down. The tortured soul of the late Pope Nicholas III has mistaken Dante for Boniface VIII, newly arrived to take his place in hell ahead of time.
O highest wisdom, even in hell, how justly does your power make awards?
But in fact, in 1300, Boniface still had 3 years of earthly misdeeds ahead of him. Desperate to maintain control of Florence, Boniface decided on a tried and tested remedy for the problems of medieval popes. He turned to the French royal family for help. There was a meeting, a sum of 70,000 florins changed hands, and the fate of Florence was sealed. Dante had been detained in Rome, so he wasn't there when Florence was surrounded by the troops of the French monarchy. But it wasn't the French who sacked the city. That was left to one of her own citizens, the Florentine Corso Donati, champion of the papal faction. In a day of violence, which was the prelude to a series of purges and show trials, Corso and his thugs turned on their own home. They sacked houses, Dante's among them, and eliminated anyone who had opposed them. In Dante's picture of the universal scheme of things, the worst sin of all is not lust or heresy. It's betrayal.
Here, weeping puts an end to weeping, and grief turns inward to intensify its anguish.
Tell me your reason, and I promise, if you are justified in your revenge, I'll repay your confidence in the world above, unless my tongue dry up before I die.
The living brain of Archbishop Ruggieri is being eaten by Count Ugolino. They had conspired together to betray the town of Pisa. Ruggieri turned on Ugolino and locked him up together with his children. He barricaded the door and left the family to their fate.
I saw them all fall one by one as the 5th and 6th day passed, and I, but then gone blind, groped over their dead bodies. Though they were dead, 2 days I called their names. Then hunger proved more powerful than grief.